So this is my first win in PUBG. Winner chicken dinner. It's a late night game. Didn't really plan on doing much, so I took a bit of a risk and landed at the shelter. Figured it might give me some decent weapons for a quick blast before I went to bed. And turned into a much better match than I thought it would. So landed at the shelter. It's 4 different entry points, and the tunnel is all linked, unlike the 3 tunnels, by the shooting range. And there's some pretty good loot in here. Straight away I found an AKM helmet and some decent ammo, some pills and bandages. So I was off to a good start. I've started using the AKM over the M16 because that's what people seem to favour. I seem to get killed a lot by the AKM. I don't know whether it has more punch than the M16, but it certainly feels that way sometimes. I decided to go with a shotgun as well, just for close quarters while I was in the tunnel complex. Made my way through. You'll see that there's tags above players' names. Obviously this is just a replay of the match, so you get extra information on the replay. And managed to sneak up on somebody. I don't know how he didn't hear me. Made a pretty easy kill. Straight away I noticed the SKS, so I took that, swapped it out with my shotgun. Figured it was a decent long-range gun, and I'd have the AKM for up close. The AKM, I think I equipped the 2x scope here. Oh yeah, there's a 2x scope and a level 2 backpack, so I was pretty good. Just on the way out, and just wanted to heal up because I took quite a bit of damage there, unfortunately. Managed to use up a few bandages and a pack of pills, because I was just paranoid about people hearing the gunfire and laying in wait. That's what I would do anyway. So I figured I may as well, if I'm going to get into a firefight, I may as well get out of there as best shape I can. I noticed I was quite a way outside of the circle. It landed right on the west side of the map. So need to try and find a vehicle if possible. Spotted the jeep pretty quickly there in the distance, and I was really tempted just to go over and loot these couple of buildings before I went over to the jeep. Fancy trying to get some scopes for the guns I had. It was a bit of good fortune really, because there was a guy there, 520 PXG. He was at that location, and as I decided to abort and go for the jeep and just get it back into the circle, just getting up to the jeep, and he opens fire on me, but I managed to jink left and right to get to the jeep intact. So at this point I've just got the 1 scope, if I remember rightly. I believe I fitted that to the AKM just because I figured the AKM would be the more used weapon, and I keep the SKS for longer engagements. So you can see I'm taking fire now from 520 PXG. This is one of the things that annoys me now in PUBG, that I try to get in the jeep and it puts me in the back. Why the hell would I, if I'm playing as solo, why the hell would I want to get in the jeep as a passenger? If I'm playing solo, I'm going to want to get in the jeep as the driver and just get the hell out of there. The number of times I've just run up and I've just clicked on the wrong spot. A cheeky little beep there just to let him know that I'd got away safe, and luckily I was on full health still. It just irritates me a little minor irritation, I know, but you know, when I'm playing solo, when I run up to a vehicle, surely it would just put me by default in the driver's seat. Could have got me killed there. Fire from the buildings on the right hand side there. Little cheeky toot on the horn again. I'm figuring, after watching the replay back and looking at the map, I noticed there were 2 people in our location, so I'm guessing that him probably firing on me gave his position away. I'm hoping so that the other guy that was there nailed him. It's just worth remembering, if you're not sure you're going to get the shot and get the kill, don't open fire, because you never know who's going to be hiding close by. You could be in a firefight on foot and there's always someone there that's going to wait and try and pick up the pieces. Really close to losing control there. Managed to keep it going. Decided to avoid the farm buildings. It was okay for looting guns, although I wanted a better scope for the SKS. I was more interested in getting into the safe zone. Yeah, it's just worth remembering another risky move here. I just went across the terrain there, just heading towards these farm buildings, but decided to avoid it. Just a little bit nervous there. I just thought, I'll leave those buildings. This part of the map, I don't think I've ever actually been here. It gets a little bit swampy. What I did here was a stupid move. I drove in between 2 clusters of buildings. I have to slow down, take avoiding action. I could have really been easily picked off there if someone had been in those buildings. It's just worth remembering to keep. If you're heading in a vehicle, just keep it gunned, keep it foot to the floor, and keep going. Still didn't really have any plan at this point. I was just thinking maybe get to the circle and take it from there. So I'm in the circle now, and now I'm starting to think, okay, I'm pretty close to the centre of the circle, and I want to go in on foot. The vehicles, they're good at the start of the match, but they can make too much noise. Just double back there just to check my 6, because it's easy to get nailed from behind. People just follow you for a mile and nail you just when you've stopped to check your inventory or something. So decided to just cut across this gully and try and get to a little bit of higher ground. Still well in the centre of the circle at this point, and then I found this observatory. You can see that the doors are closed, so hopefully it's not been looted, and I kept sort of close to the stone there just so I could jink into cover at the last minute if it was an ambush. Decided to go in. I've still got my SKS up here. Close the door just to carry on the facade that this building has not been looted. Changed to my AKM just in case there is anyone in here. And luckily found a level 3 helmet. And a nice ×2 scope. So I'm closing all the doors just to keep this illusion, because I've left a little bit of loot down there, and it just keeps the illusion going that this place hasn't been looted. And hopefully anyone coming in, it's gonna be a little bit off guard. That was a really good find there. Med pack. because I figured at this point I'm right in the middle of the circle, and I'm really hoping that I might, if I'm lucky, get the circle to fall on me and close in on this position. It's a bit of a lottery at this point as to where the circle's going to go. You never know how it's going to offset from the last circle. So I'm pretty good here. I've got two times scopes, so I've got one for my AKM for close quarters, and the SKS for longer range. And I can just see Landfair in the background there. I actually passed him on the way over here about 3 minutes ago. It's funny how it's not until you watch replays back like this that you see how players' paths cross, and you never realise until you watch a replay like this, and you get to see the call signs that appeared earlier on in the match. Because I don't always go in for like battle straight away. I like I mean, again, to gunfight if it's a populated area, but I'd rather just try and get the loot and get to a good position. It's all about the end game, really, getting yourself set up. So Landfair disappeared off there. Really bothered about the plane going over the top. I've been here for a while now, so I realised I hadn't checked the outside, and I just noticed there was a helmet out there. Stupidly, I picked it up. I don't know why, because I got a level 3 on. It's just stupid, really. And I tend to do that, pick up the same item, because the items don't always appear back down on the ground, as you saw there. There's a 416 there. I did think about changing that over my AKM, but I figured the AKM has got the better punch. I even took my scope off there, look, and just in preparation to change over, and then I realised my mistake. Put my level 3 back on. You can see the helmet didn't. Oh, it did reappear there. I didn't see that. It doesn't always appear, so I sometimes take stuff like that. If it doesn't reappear, I sometimes take stuff, even if it's the same item, and just so that someone else can't use it, really. Still waiting now for the circle, really, to close in. I've left the one store door open as it's just kind of a fallback position. If someone does come running up the stairs gunning, I can fall back into that room. But I've got a pretty good vantage point up here, looking out the window just to check the terrain around, see if anyone's approaching. But it's not a bad spot, but I decide to just wait for the circle to close in and just watch the stairs. I know it's a bit boring, I'm camping a little bit here, but like I said, it's all about the end game. Sometimes you just got to get yourself in that position. And I've had so many games where the circle is closed in, and I've been away from the circle where I thought I was in a good spot. So at this point, really, I'm just trying to decide now where I'm going to go and what I'm going to do. I mean, there is a school of thought behind the game. There's sort of two really strategies, whether you go for the middle every time and try and hold that position, but then I figure you're trying to be king of the hill so many times, because a lot of people will move to the centre, and there's only one point, whereas if you hang about on the outskirts, on the edge of the map, and work your way in each time, yes, you can get caught out if you don't use the terrain or buildings to mask your approach. But there's so many points around the circle before it gets really small that lots of players can be spread out, and you don't come into contact with each other until it really matters right at the end. So at this point now, I kind of changed strategy a little bit. Instead of being going for centre of the circle, I'm waiting now to see how it falls. If it falls the right way, if it doesn't, then I'm just going to get out and just track the edges of the circle and move my way in. It's got me a few top 10, top 5 places, and a couple of top 3s as well. There's still 35 players left alive at this point, so it's you know, I've had plenty of top 10 games, so it's not really thinking about the win at the moment. I'm just thinking I've had a pretty good run. Like I said, this was my last game of the night. Sort of wrap it up and see how I got on. And as luck I'd have it, I managed to find some decent weapons and get myself into a decent spot. There was a point where I did think I heard footsteps. Now, sometimes you can spook yourself. You start listening so closely for sounds, and you think, shit, was that someone? Was that someone there? I really did think that I'd heard footsteps down below. I don't know why, because I surely would have heard the door opening, but I did think I was maybe going to catch someone coming up the stairs. You can hear the gunfire in the distance. There's quite a few gunfights going on behind me. So back sort of southwest. There's quite a few people that were still quite a way out of the zone at this point. Trouble is, you get into a spot like this and you think, do I move forward? But then there's always a chance that you move forward now and you get picked off by someone that's just running behind you. So at this point now, I've checked the map, I've realised that it's closed in on me, and rather than mess around and go down through all the stairs and everything, I'll just jump over the ledge. You don't take any damage falling that distance. First story, you're pretty good. Just double checked here because I wasn't sure, but managed to just make it down. Again, there's a swampy part of, there's like a town that's partly submerged, more north of this position, I think, at the moment. But I don't think I've ever actually been on this part of the map, this sort of small swampy section. You'll see Landfair in distance there again. He's diving off on a bike. You see, I didn't even bother sighting up to have a look at him. He's just moving too fast, and again, you just give your position away if you fire, and it's just waste of bullets. You know, I got a decent amount of ammo, but I didn't want to waste them. This one though, and O2, I did look at him. He was out of control there, and I thought, oh, is he going to come off the bike there? I did sight that momentarily, but unfortunately he didn't come off. So I just thought, right, this is in the zone now. This spot will do me. I'll hunker down here. We will meet again though, and O2. So I'm a decent way into the circle, so I decided to hold up here for a while. I wonder if I could be lucky enough and find this ends up in the centre of the last circle. Consider my position behind the door, just hang fire here for a minute, but I start thinking, well, if someone comes in the door, I'm going to be stuck behind the door, and my rifle no doubt will poke through the door, giving my position away, and then all it takes is someone just to fire at the bloody door and kill me. It's not the best position, but then these huts are not brilliant for defending. You can hear a lot of gunfire in the background. some of the flies is really starting to irritate me, as is the crackling of electricity. I look around, and it's because there's no electric in this hut, so I don't know quite why it's crackling. There we go. I'm looking out the window and I'm thinking to myself, if this does end on this hut, if I am lucky enough for the circle to close in at this point, what do I do? Do I get outside? Do I try and hold this? The windows are not really good for looking out of and firing. And if this is my last stand position, it'd be easy for someone to lob a grenade through that window and then it's game over. But you can hear the gunfire going off in the background there, and I know there's more people coming from behind me. So I'm just keeping an eye on the door here just to cover myself. So at this point now, the decision's taken away from me. Circle's moved, and yep, just my luck. It's moved away from me again. Just seem to be chasing each time. That's okay. Like I said, I like to keep on the edge of the circle, just to try and work my way in. I'm not a big fan of like big gunfights, you know, trying to hold the centre of the circle each time it closes in and move in. You move more and more and more, and you just make yourself more of a target. But I can hear single shot gunfire going off in the background now, and so I'm just trying to keep low, keep crouched and run, move as quick as I can, and try and use these buildings as cover in front of me, and I try to use the shade from the trees as well, just to make myself a little less detectable. So at this point now I realise I'm not in the circle. I need to move out, and I'm checking the hills, and then I hear this vehicle coming. It's probably really poorest shot ever. No lead on there at all. Rubbish shots, but he just carries on going and he's heading towards the blue zone. So I don't know quite where he's going. At this point, I noticed just up on the hill there, because I'm looking using a third-person view, that Andy's up there. So messed up that shot. Realised I've got to get a little bit back because I just hit the wall. Using the SKS, really good amount of punch, and I managed to take him out headshot, single shot. I imagine he's quite upset about that one. You know, if you notice there, that was Ando 2. That was the guy on the bike. Again, it's funny how paths cross. I've been playing quite a bit of duo and squad recently. I don't know why I was getting a bit paranoid that he had someone up there with him. Of course he didn't. He was a single player, and then I was worried about showing my back to potentially that guy that was in the jeep. But I made it up there, got to his crate, and he had a nice 8x scope for that, for my SKS. Had some good bits and pieces on there, some bandages, some other bits and pieces as well. So not a bad little loot crate. So now you see Mephisto. He's been down there for quite some time, and he stays there. I just watched the back here because I figure that Jeep is going to come back, but he never does. I don't know why. I don't know where he went, whether someone finished him off or what, but no one came from that direction. Whether he was just a newbie and he just died, I don't know, or maybe he ran out of fuel and he was so far out of the blue zone. It's another thing to be careful of. So there's 10 people alive now, so now I'm starting to think, okay, maybe this is my chance. I'm in a good spot here. I'm really hoping that the circle closes on this spot. It would be so good if this closes on this spot, because there's not much of an approach without a steep hill, so you can't come running up at speed. And I'd hear the footsteps and hopefully, you know, pick people off at range with the SKS, and then if someone did get in close, like Mephisto down below, then I can pick him off with the AKM. But I decide to stay low. I did hear a bit of gunfire back along the beach there on a south bearing. I don't know whether that was Mephisto did get involved in a bit of a fight with someone before he hunkered down, but it did make me a little bit wary of that side. But I was pretty sure by now that this side was looking good and I wasn't going to get ambushed. The only thing that kept annoying me, you just see it in the corner and just in the peripheral vision, is the little animation for the mosquito. He just hovers in it just out of your peripheral vision and makes it look like there's potentially a player running along that open ground there. You'll just see him there just in the first third of the screen. It's really annoying, just up and down there. Still no sign of it, that guy in the Jeep coming back. I'd scanned over to that rock there was no one there. It looked like it was pretty good at that point. This side looked pretty clear, and there wasn't a lot of time for someone to run in at this point. The blue circle had been moving in for quite some time, and anyone caught out would surely have been killed by now. It's a strange noise there. I don't know what that was. It sounds like when the bike starts up, it's like a Kickstarter noise. Well, or whether it was just Mephisto just messing around with doors, I don't know. The doors, very similar sound. I was sure that there was someone coming from the south here, either along the beach or further. I decided to have a look with the 8x scope, and then just check up those, because I figure that's going to be one of the hot spots over there. And sure enough, there's a guy there. I don't take a shot here because I'm not sure I'm going to hit him, and I'm in a good place and I don't want to give my position away. Plus I'm thinking it could be guys down on that beach coming along. See, I think that was Mephisto taking some shots there. He's moving back. Hawkid moves back away from the edge there. So now I'm starting to think, okay, maybe I'm okay, and I realise that sound is doors from Mephisto. Sound is really important in this game. It's really important to play with a decent amount of volume, so that you can hear all the footsteps and doors and things like that in the background. Also the gunfire as well. I'm just checking again across the beach because I was just so paranoid about getting caught, but I can see the field moving in. Unfortunately, I'm right on the edge of it now, and I'm really hoping that it closes in on my position rather than theirs over there on the hill. If you see on the map, because this is a replay, you'll see the other player positions there, and the lines that shoot out are guys that are firing. You can see there's Hawkid getting a kill there. So now there's 4 of us alive. I know where at least one person is. I know where Hawkid is. I know where he is. He's working quite hard, mind. He's running back and forth, getting into fights. And I just figure at some point he's going to settle down, and I'll be able to pick him off. So that's him and the last one. So now we're down to 3. Like I said, I know where one is. And I figure now I've really got to make this count, so I'm hoping he was going to stay still there. He didn't, missed the shot. But he seen me, so I take the shot just to keep his head away. He ducks to the other side, because I'm not sure if he actually thought or knew I was there. And then he did zero in on me. Really, nearly took me out. I was really quite lucky there. Lucky I had the level 2 body vest on a level 3 helmet, so I used the med pack that I had, which takes me right back up to full health. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll just wait this guy out. But I notice I'm outside the circle and it's getting dodgy. Luckily, I think he'd moved back the other side of the tree trunk that gave Mephisto a shot on him, or Mephisto was looking to get an angle on him somehow. You'll see Mephisto moving in there, just on the little, there's like a little hill there. Mephisto's taking him out. We're in the blue zone, and it's now my chance to try and take Mephisto out. And luckily I did it. And there we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.